Good morning all. New day and new issue. I've found a problem with this barrel system that I need to try and sort. I'm gonna have to run some different tests and try and work out why this first barrel the water height is too high for my liking, my personal preference on it. So I need to try and fix it. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing to try and help fix the situation and hopefully get it resolved. So we'll get into it now and run some tests. It's currently running at 50% on the pump, which is about 6,000 litres an hour, give or take the loss in height or whatever. I thought I would show you where I think the problem, well, I personally don't like the height of where this water's going, so I thought I'd just show you, and I'm gonna run a couple of tests and see if I can fix this. So the height of this barrel, as you see, it's crept up quite a bit. That's probably what, 4.5, 5 inches from the top without any of the media, and there's two 2-inch outlets there. I thought it would have come out a bit quicker than that, to be honest, and kept the height a little lower. As you can see in barrel number 2, this one is a much safer level in my opinion. That's what I want out of the first barrel. I'm not sure, I'm definitely not an expert on this stuff. So I'm gonna have a mess around with this, and what I've done, I've just gone out to the shop and bought some 3-inch outlets to the 2-inch pipe. I don't know if that's going to help. It might do. I'm kind of thinking, well, if you're running a 2-inch pipe through the system, it's no matter if you go 3-inch or 2-inch, it's still going to be 2-inch along the line. But I'm going to try it. As I said, I'm not an expert on this flow rate stuff. I'm learning as I go, but I do want this water level to be a bit lower than that. Right, adding the 3-inch, it's actually raised the water height. It's now 5.5 inches from the top, but for some reason it's lowered that by 1/2 inch. So I'm not sure what's going on. Right, with the drain cover on the 2-inch pipe, that's running at 6 inches from the top. This one's 8 inches. So but obviously this one's without media, so this might change again. I'm just going to run this setup now at 60 and 70%, and I just want to see where it's at, because ideally I think the system is going to be good at 60 and 70%. I don't think I'm going to need to go higher than that, but obviously I want the system to be able to run as efficiently as possible with having the option of running the pump at a higher than a 50%. So I'm going to keep going with this. I think this is quite a good test really to show where it's at with different options of pipe work. Right, so my flow test yesterday, has changed now that I've got media in there, and this is only 5 kilos of moving bed media. There's still another 5 kilos sat in the PP over there, so that's not gonna work. What I've noticed as well, right, a load of the media is gathered up by the cover, so I'm going to take that cover out and I'm going to put in the upright and see if that makes any difference. If not, I might have to take the outlet pipe out and drill holes on the underside of it, so when the water's rising up it's coming out of the underside of the pipe first. So get on and do that now. Right, I've got 2 different styles to choose from, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill holes all the way around the lip of this and in here, so the water, because this has obviously raised the water height as well, probably by about 2 inches. That, yeah, it would be 2 inches. So I'm going to drill holes in that and I'm going to fit that and see if that works with the pump at 50%. Right, so I've just drilled a load of holes in that and we'll see if this helps. Right, so fitting that has lowered the water level. You can just make out the grid there. So I think I'm going to add the other 5 kilos, see what that does, and then maybe make a longer one. Just had one of those moments where you're meant to go around and check all your pipe work before you turn stuff on, and because last week I forgot to put that valve in, I put that valve in 2 days ago, then left to go and do something else and I forgot to solvent weld that in. So I've just gone to turn the pump on and I've left that valve shut, opened it up and it all popped off. So water's just gone everywhere. So this now has 49 odd litres of moving bed. I've left that as it is for now. I'm going to turn the pump back on at 50%, run it, see what it does. Right, that's 60% and it's probably 4 inches from the top, so I'm gonna leave it here today and tomorrow I will make up a longer one of these. Right, it's the next day and I've just made up this pipe, which is considerably bigger than the one I had yesterday. I may have made a mistake now. Thinking about this, when I was drilling these holes in here, I'm wondering now whether that's a bad idea, because it might let the waste through into the second barrel. I'm not sure on that now. Right, I've changed my mind. I really don't like the thought of that now. I just think that's going to bring up more waste into barrel 2 than needs be. So what I've done, I've just done 3 rows at the top. So let's try that. Right, that's with the pump set at 70%, so it's 5 inches from the top. It does look like it's got a little bit better now with the increased length of this outlet. So I'm going going to leave it running like that for an hour, go for some lunch. Right, I'm back from lunch. I came out a couple of times during, and 70% was too much, 60% was too much. This is 50%, and that's roughly where I want my water level to be. I think that's a safe height. I've done something wrong somewhere, and I was just having a look at videos from 9 years ago when Righty did his first barrel system. He used 2.5 inch pipe, mine's 2 inch, and his barrel height difference was 6 inches, mine's half. I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make the 2 exit manifold thing again, make it the same height as that one and try that, and if that doesn't work, I think I'm gonna have to accept defeat and say I'm only gonna be able to run the pump at 50%. Now 50% of the pump isn't that bad. My pond itself I think is 3,000 litres. The filter systems, the barrels are 200 litres each. So the pumps are 12,000 litre vary pump, so 50% is about 6,000 litres. So it's turning the pump over twice an hour. So not too bad, but I really want to be able to have the options of running this higher. So I'm going to go and make that manifold now if I've got enough bits left. If not, I'm going to have to pop to the shop. So I'll come back to you once I've done that. Right, I'm just giving this a go. That's the pipe I made up earlier for that one, but obviously I didn't like the fact that on the underside could have been letting the waste go through into the next barrel. So I'm just going to try that because I had it made up already and just see if it improves. So I'm going to whack the pump up to 70% because that's ideally where I'd like to go to, and let's just see what the water height goes to. So come back in a minute. Right, that is 70%, and that's where I'm going to leave it at that. I'll say that's just acceptable. And yeah, so having the 2 outlets has helped a little bit. So I just have to monitor that and keep an eye on it to make sure I don't have any problems going forward. But yeah, so let's move